Now, this morning, it is my great pleasure to present to you Pam Fisher, who is the volunteer coordinator and board member for Roberti Community House. She works, this dynamic woman. It's been my pleasure to get to work with her a little bit. You'll hear directly from this dynamic woman who works with Roberti Community House to make all of their programs serving the food insecure so productive and successful. So that's it. Take it away, Pam.
Stacey, thank you so much. I appreciate that lovely introduction, and thank you, Grace United, for this opportunity to speak in your service and to your congregation. Public speaking is not my thing, so I'll do my best not to be too nervous about it. So give me a little grace here, please. I want to give you a little background on Roberti Community House. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We are very excited. So we're going to have plenty of different activities to spotlight the work that we've done for 10 years. And when we opened our doors 10 years ago, it was to welcome a community living in Waukegan, North Chicago, and the surrounding Lake County area, living in poverty, living in strife, many of them reliant on social services, receiving food, clothing, medical, legal. And what Mary Beth Roberti, our founder and executive director, found is that they didn't really have any kind of emotional support, community support. I mean, I always say that I could call 25 people in my neighborhood to come and give me a cup of sugar or help get my kids off the bus. And we find that when people are living in strife and living on social services, they really don't have that safety net, that support net. And so thus came Roberti Community House, where it started with a gathering in the kitchen 10 years ago, just to sit and tell each other stories. Know that you're not alone. Everybody has strife in their life. Everybody needs support. And from that, 10 years later, we are still meeting in our kitchen every Wednesday morning for our Food, Fun, and Friendship program. And that is cooking and sharing and just being a community together. And I say still meeting, but we are not, unfortunately, because as you know, a year ago, everything changed. For the past 10 years, in addition to our Food, Fun, and Friendship cooking and sharing program, we've done sewing, after school programs for children, gardening, yoga, and really just whatever the community let us know would help them feel supported. We never came in with a prescription to how to improve their life, but you tell us how will you feel empowered? How will you feel uplifted? How can we help you feel successful? Such important, vital elements to anybody's self-respect, and yet it's very difficult to find that at a social service agency. So thus was created Roberti Community House. We have grown from 2 programs 10 years ago to 20 plus, and a culinary training program, career training program for those living in poverty to get the skills, training, and job opportunities to get a career in the culinary field. We were very successful with that for 2 years. And then again, as every sentence ends, the pandemic struck. So last March, we did close down all of our in-person programs. We had 4 employees, and we all looked at each other and we said, what are we going to do here? And we saw a lot of the social service agencies in the area were closing because they were unable to staff their agencies. A lot of their volunteers and staff were of a vulnerable population and needed to shelter at home to stay safe from the virus. We decided at Roberti Community House that we were able to stay open and provide the food support that we knew was most vital at that time for our community. We started with lunch bags out in the front of our community house, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. We were packing a lunch bag with a snack and a drink and a homemade sandwich or a hot meal from our culinary training kitchen that our chef was preparing. And the food that children were relying on when they went to school, breakfast and lunch, 5 days a week, they were not receiving anymore. They knew that Roberti Community House was there to always be a neighbor to support them. And we were. And so what was 40 lunches a year ago is now 100 to 250 every day. We are still out there. In addition to lunches, we've been providing still hot prepared meals from our culinary training program. Some of our graduates from our program have come back to volunteer to help support that effort, because it's a Herculean effort to prepare 500 meals a week to support the soup kitchen, seniors in need, COVID patients that can't get out to get food support, and first responders as well. And the third leg of our food support that we've been providing for the past 14 months is something we could not have done without Grace United and your volunteers. So I want to first stop and thank Lois and Stacey, Carrie, all the volunteers who have been diligently packing, unloading, schlepping the family meal bags that you guys have been preparing. You have pivoted every single time I've asked and said we need a change. And now you're helping to prepare personal hygiene kits for our neighbors in need. And you guys have really been the only way that Roberti Community House has been able to sustain the level of support that's been needed in the community. We have 5 different food distribution sites now in Highwood, and in Waukegan and Lake County. And the need we see is not abating. So unfortunately, we are still looking for more ways to combat the hunger that we're seeing in our neighborhoods. And we're going to continue to ask for help in that vein. So we appreciate that Say Grace has been a generous sponsor of our 5K Fight Hunger fundraiser coming up this June 12th. I know that Stacey has put out some information about that. So thank you very much to Grace United and Say Grace and all of you who have been supporting that. The funds received from that will go directly to our food support efforts. And other ways that I'm here to ask the Grace United congregation to help our efforts is to just get involved. Check out our website, check out our social media for sure. We are posting regularly on social media, the things that are happening at Roberti Community House. Share the word. If you are sharing with your network, people that would not have known what we were doing, that helps us to reach a new community of people who would like to support the community in many ways. Other ways that you can help, come on out, come get a tour of the community house, meet our community, help us with our food rescue mission that we have been accelerating. We are getting produce that would have gone to waste. We're getting prepared meals from restaurants that would have gone to waste, and we're repackaging it and distributing it to families in need. So instead of throwing away the food, we are now being able to support more families than ever. Coming out and garden with us. This Tuesday, May 4th, is our 3rd and final community cleanup event. What used to be an annual one-day event where 60 to 80 volunteers and community members would come together to prepare our 3 gardens to just role model and beautify the neighborhood and show this is a place where people care about each other. We are now doing it in a safe distance manner. And so we've spread it out over 3 days. And on Tuesday, hopefully we'll get some sunshine like today, and we'll be out there planting and beautifying and just really sharing the day together. So if you are free Tuesday morning, please come to Roberti Community House and help us out. If you are interested, I heard somebody talk about gardening. After that, all our work that we're doing on Tuesday will need to be tended. So every Tuesday and Thursday, starting this next week, we are welcoming volunteers and community members in to help nurture our garden and our vegetables and to share our harvest with our neighbors. So anytime that you are available to come and help, please come. And so I am Pam Fisher, the volunteer coordinator. Stacey and Lois both having information, but if you are interested in a tour and coming to see how you can contribute and just coming on Tuesday to get your hands dirty or any other way, I can be reached at volunteerrch@gmail.com, or you can get my information from anybody at Grace United there who's been such a huge help in supporting our efforts. So thank you all very much for this opportunity, and thank you all for your continued support. I appreciate it very much.